This is all self-serve. So yes,
Wow.
so this is really.
Yeah, there are still honest people out there.
Yeah.
We have had some issues, but we've got cameras. But this, I would say, this is really the major innovation for the farm store. So Pete mentioned that this started out as a side business for him and Jen. And maybe I should explain a little more about this out there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a few things that that we do really differently at this farm stand that I think are what make us stand out and why our customers keep coming back to us. So the first thing that's our real innovation is that we've been historically open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we have these self-serve checkout systems.
24 hours a day.
Yes, and so during the pandemic, that was actually something that became known locally. And so people that were really concerned about shopping in stores were thrilled to come here because it's pretty open air. And I had a neighbor that was nervous, and she would come at 3 in the morning to get her eggs.
Yeah, I was going to say, not a lot of people, at 2 a.m. shopping.
Right.
Wow.
And that has dwindled since, the pandemic, because we've moved out of that. But,
Wow.
but that became a real selling point for us. Pete and Jen started out where, he said it was a side business for him and Jen. And they had a little basement kind of cupboard, a space that was no bigger than this little store. And they had some freezers in there. And it was kind of a, if you're in the know situation, you could open a certain door and walk in, and there was this little mini store. And they kept that kind of model, and they had an honor system, payment system with cash that has evolved. Now we have these self-checkout systems that take Apple Pay and things.
Right.
We do have on occasion some shrinkage or like accidental theft, sometimes deliberate theft, and that's a problem. So we have camera systems that are pretty sophisticated. But again, if you do the math, the cost of hiring a cashier, throughout the day and sort of limiting store hours versus having this system has continued to work for us. We recently now accept SNAP and HIP, which are programs, but just on one register. It's a little bit problematic and clunky, but and we got a grant to upgrade our checkout system. Before we were using Toast, which is really geared for restaurants.
Self-checkout system do you use?
So this is ECRS, it's called.
The name of the company?
That's the name of the company.
Okay.
It's pretty expensive. For us, it was a pretty big step up. But we wanted to use this system because it was the only one that we knew of that was self-checkout and could accept SNAP.
Right, and you have 3 registers.
We have 3 registers.
Wow. So
Yeah.
people can just check out constantly.
Exactly. And there's always customers that, need help. So, I always have to be prepared if I just am walking through here. There's probably going to be a moment where I'm helping someone. But at our scale, this has been really transformative because this is the first year where we have a staff of about 11 people. That's about triple what we had last year and the year before. So having some of these automated systems have really helped us. Yeah.
Do you think that the impressive sales of this 24/7 store with no personnel on set at all times has to do possibly with the demographics of the neighborhood?
100%. 100%. So for each of you, it has so much to do with who you know and what your personal relationships are, and what's going to work for you. So.
Yep.
So.
And how long have you had this system to self-help?
Since Pete got here, because that's what he
Like
intended.
the,
This particular system, we put it in just over a year ago.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then like I said, we were using
Somebody
Toast
wants to
before.
cash.
We accept cash.
Oh.
We don't provide change, and then right here, we provide little envelopes, and people can put cash right here.
Do you use
So-
IOUs?
Say again?
Like IOU letters, like someone comes with no money, they leave you a message and say you
Heard
come
that
back
before.
and pay, or like does that happen?
It does happen, and I would say what I love is people can go into the back, and we have our store manager, and they'll say, "I forgot my wallet.
Right,
Can I?" Yeah, and she'll say, most of the time, she'll say, "That's fine." And people come back, and they will often leave an extra 20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry, but
Somebody here.
we have somebody here between roughly 8 to 4 most days, but they're not here being cashiers.
So
They're
you've never had like an emergency in the off hours in this store where somebody's had some kind of, I don't know, emergency and like nobody's been here?
Like a health emergency or like,
I don't know.
um,
And like you leave the door open or at night?
in our particular location, the police station is like just kitty corner with us.
Very nice.
So if something were to happen, there's another question over here.
Processing fees for the payment system?
Yeah, I think we do have some fees for credit card. We have a Codman store card that people can purchase on our website, and if they pay in advance, they get a certain amount of credit back. We also have this in-house, and you can basically create an in-house account, which I need to do actually, and I should know how to do it too. But basically, I could write a check to the farm for like $200, and I would get something like 10% back on that. Pete basically took the same system that he uses with some of his vendors and applied it here. But I think honestly, most people, I see people jogging in or biking in, and they've got their phone and they just do the little like Apple Pay and grab a baguette for the brunch on their way home. And there's a lot of those types of, swinging through here and getting a couple things. Yeah.
Plus 25 cents per tractor.
Yeah. It more and more, I think it's kind of the way business has to run is with some of these charges.